Hey everybody, thanks for joining me here on my channel here at Lena's Life, and I just wanted to give you guys an update as to what's going on this fall. Obviously I don't really do many videos on my channel much anymore because I'm all over our channel over at Transition Radio, but in order to keep the channel alive and just to keep people that don't really follow us anywhere else or don't really follow me at all anywhere else, I just wanted to give you guys an update as to what's going on. One of the things that we did recently was I finally, yes, it's like drum roll please, finally got my hair colored, and I finally got my hair bleached. So this is my actual hair. It's mine. It's growing out of my head. It's not a wig. Yeah. So for those of you who've been watching my channel, you've always seen how I've always wanted to get to this day, to get to this time when I could actually have my own hair and stuff. And wow, this day's finally here. I'm super excited about it too. It's really been something that I've dreamed about, you know, something that I've always wanted, and now comes the time where I'm going to be like, this morning I was packing away all of my wigs and stuff that I was using in the past and everything, and I could be a brunette one day, I could be blonde another day, I could, you know, mix it up, change it up and all that stuff, but now I'm just gonna be me every day and have my own hair as what I wear. So it's really exciting. It's something that it's been a long time coming. So from a hair transplant back in 2014 to now in, I guess it's November of 2019. Okay, so November 2014 was when I got my hair transplant. So let's see, I'm not really good at math, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 5 years in the making. 5 years in the making of being able to get my own hair and be proud of it, you know, because I mean, it's one thing to get it, it's another thing to be proud of it. But I'm so proud of it. I'm so happy. The color that it gave me is just like something that I couldn't imagine was like even possible 5 years ago. I mean, I thought someday it'd be great to be able to be a blonde or to be a dirty blonde, but I was also being realistic, you know, because I had just gotten my hair transplant, so I was concerned about even having hair to even grow, you know, out of my scalp. But you know, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love your person, and you have to really believe that these things are possible. When other people say that things aren't possible, you tell yourself, yes, they are, because I can do this, because I can intend it for myself. So this is my intention for me, and the best is yet to come, because I was able to finally grow it out. You guys remember back in 2017 it was, I had cut my hair really short, and it was very painful to do so, but I eventually was able to grow it back out. It took me, you know, a couple years, but now I'm not, you know, they were asking me, so do you need a haircut? You know, and I was like, no, don't cut it, because back in 2016, I had my hair, you know, I went to a beauty salon and had my hair cut because it wasn't healthy. It was like split endsville. It was dry, it was brittle, it just was not healthy, and she didn't feel confident, you know, doing much with it, and it was still more sparse than it is, you know, than it is now. Now it's a lot more full, But it basically, she gave me this like shorter bobby looking hairstyle and stuff, and I didn't really like it. Mark didn't really like it either, but we went with it. And but this one, my gosh, I can't believe what they were able to accomplish. I sat in a chair for like over 5 hours. When I say 5 hours, I mean 5 as in 5 60-minute. Yeah. So 5 hours. And I brought like pictures of what I wanted, ideas that I had for getting my, the right style and everything like that, and the right color, which was most important. And my wonderful, wonderful fiance, he just like totally gave me the best picture that I could have given them. He found it online and stuff, and it was a really nice picture of this woman with beautiful ashy blonde hair. And I told the lady there, or the two ladies, because we went to a place that was like a beauty academy, which does really great work for a very inexpensive price. So if you live in the Portland area, I highly recommend that you go visit Beaumont School of Cosmetology, and just take a chance, because I mean, it's amazing what resources are available to people. So they had this young student who she took me in and stuff like that. She was the student assigned to me, and she had a supervisor who basically knew her stuff. I mean, this woman was like a seasoned pro, and Rachel was the woman who was helping me out as the student learning and stuff like that. And she was very meticulous and very like precise, and obviously she was going to be slower because she hasn't done it as much, but she was very attention focused, detail oriented and everything. And I think her name was Shari. I'm not sure what her name was, but the supervisor, I mentioned to her what I was looking for, and she's like, I don't know if I can accomplish that, so I don't know if you can get the results that you're looking for. I don't want you to be disappointed though. And I was like, it's okay, whatever you think is gonna work out, She's like, because originally I wanted to go for a balayage, and she told me that wasn't really going to work for me, because I wanted to lighten my roots up, because the problem that I was having, or that I figured that was the problem, was that my roots were like too dark to cover the sparseness that I had, because I still had some of it. And she's like, well, let me see, I don't think I can accomplish it with balayage, but let me think. And she did. She thought, and were what you see now. This is a result of 108 foils that they put in my hair. I mean, and it was like every part of my head was covered in foils, and it was like all the way down to the roots. And she was telling me, I'm a little concerned because you did have your hair color treated, right? And I did. I went to order a couple times this year from a company online that customized my color and tint and stuff, and I got progressively lighter. I even attempted to do some highlights in my hair and stuff back in February, and it came out because it did change some of the colors and stuff and gave me a little bit of texture, but it was by no means a professional job. It was just me taking my best swipe at putting highlights in my hair, and it didn't turn out terrible, which was nice, and I was pretty happy with it. But my overall tone was still a brunette, medium brunette color. And basically the next time I did it was I guess it was August or something like that, and I got the same company to do to lighten my formula a little bit, and they're really good at, you know, working with you and stuff like that. But I didn't do the highlights this time. I just did overall kind of cover up the roots and stuff. They basically told me, you don't want to cover all of that wonderful texture that you created for yourself in the last time you colored your hair. So I did have my hair treated and stuff, so she was concerned, the supervisor, that I was gonna potentially, you know, kind of like not take the color well, because color treated hair apparently doesn't take color as well, you know, take bleaching, you know. And there, I guess there's a terminology where they go like 20 developer or 40 developer, and if people do a 40, then it's a chance of burning your hair, completely burning it out. And that was something that I was really concerned about, but I wasn't concerned because I've been waiting for so long. I've been waiting for such a long time to be able to get, you know, my hair at, you know, colored the right color that I've always envisioned it and stuff. And I just didn't think that it was going to happen to me, because I put intent. You know, we even heard, you know, that potentially things could go wrong and stuff, but I just blocked it out of my mind. I just like, no green hair for me. I am going to be a blonde. That's all there is to it. So I just want to let you guys know that if you put your intention out there and you really want to get things done, and it goes for anything in life, you know, you just put that intention out there and don't think of the negative things that can happen to you, but think positive. Like, I got my breast augmentation, and everybody, you know, you could read horror stories of things that go wrong in the operating table or post-surgery or swelling or any kind of infection or anything like that. But I remember when I went in for surgery, I just told myself, I am only going to think positively. This is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to me. I am not going to worry about anything. So I remember the night before, I just remember just thinking, wow, it's going to be an awesome experience. And it was. I was in and out. My surgery, literally, back in June, took less time than coloring my hair this past week. And I just, you know, put intention out there and created what I wanted to see. And so she left my friend Rachel, the student, to do some of that work and stuff like that, and because it's so meticulous, you guys. When you do foil, it's just so, like, I mean, intricate and detailed and stuff that, you know, it takes time, and you have to know exactly when to pull the foil out and which part of your hair sectioned out that you need to, like, start to pull it out, because you don't want to burn it, you know, because it is product and chemicals and stuff. So that was a concern of theirs. And I remember at one point they were really concerned, because they were just wanting to get, you know, keep the flow of the timing going right for pulling the different foils out at the different times and stuff, in order to create that texture that I had envisioned and that my wonderful guy had gotten the picture of what I was looking for. And you know, highlights are not easy. I mean, there's a lot to it. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into being able to get things done right. You know, I mean, you can't just do this at home. You know, you have to have people that know what they're doing, know how it works, you know, and even then it's a science, it's an art, you know. So I was so blessed to have these two ladies be so careful with my hair and to give me that attention and their undivided, like, total, like, commitment to making my dream become my reality. And it's not easy. And I sat in my chair patiently. Mark sat there right next to me and was a trooper. Just took pictures, and we did a video on Transition Radio that shows like the whole outcome and everything, and like the progression of it, and the hour by hour results and everything, just how everything was flowing. And we even did a video about the day that I went in and everything, afterwards when I came back home to our wonderful place here in Portland. And there was a lot more detail there, but I just wanted to go into like just a little bit differently on this channel about what actually took place and stuff. So I sat in the chair, and they ended up carefully, like at one point both of them were beside me, and they were pulling foils out, and they were like checking things and everything. And I remember at one point the supervisor woman was like, let me check these foils, let me see. Oh wow, these, yes, you're taking to the blonde really nicely. So I was like, phew, because I mean, it's a crapshoot sometimes, you guys. You go to some hair salon and you put your hair in the hands of some person that you don't know, and I know that there have been nightmares, and people have had struggles and things where things didn't turn out so well, and unfortunately those things do happen. But it didn't happen for me. Yes, it didn't happen for me, which was a wonderful thing, and I'm so grateful to those ladies. But after about 3 or 4 hours, I think it was, they're like, okay, we're ready for you to get your rinse and stuff. So they got me I got out of the chair and went over to the basin, and I thought, okay, this is going to be like, stick your head back and rinse off and, dry up a little bit, maybe add some conditioner. I don't know. But no, it was another, I think it was an hour. Mark stayed in the chair at the main chair where they were putting in the foils and everything. And it was like an hour later, and I was still at the basin. So they actually had to put in toner in order to get my hair more ashy, because that's the thing, it has to be like carefully timed and everything. So that's what the supervisor's recommendation was, for me to get the toner put in, and then for it to sit for like 20 minutes or something like that. So that all got placed in there, and I sat there and waited, and I listened to people. Other people were there as well. There was a guy right next to me, actually the supervisor's son, who was getting his beard trimmed and head razored and whatnot. And so I was just sitting there, and people came and went, and I was still sitting there. And my neck was obviously not comfortable, because it is, in that compromised position and stuff. But sat there for a while, and finally, they took the toner out, and then they put in some other shampoo, and then some other purple toner conditioner and stuff that blondes need to get, right? So I ended up being there for like another hour, and Mark came over, and it was like, where have you been? And I was like, oh, I've just been here all this whole time. So he's like, how much longer you think? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm just a guinea pig, I guess. I'm just I'm just a model, right? Because they had me sign up as. After all of that, go back to the chair, and they put a towel on my head and dried me off a bit, and then went over to get things finally taken care of, which the big reveal and all that. And I was so happy with the results. I'm just like literally blown away. So now I'm just like I don't want to wear wigs. I don't want to wear hats. I just want to have my hair, and I don't even want to tie it up. I just want it to like naturally just be out there and enjoy, because so many times I've been so embarrassed about my hair and the sparseness and everything, and now it's like it's growing. I'm gonna let it grow longer, and you know, I'm just like so excited. You know, it's just, those of you who know what it's like, I mean, you understand what I'm talking about, when something that you've waited for such a long time, that people said, oh, you'll never be able to grow your hair out that long, you know, you've got this or that issue or this or that and stuff, and finally you make it happen, literally make it happen, because in the midst of all the naysayers and people saying that things weren't going to take place, or that you don't have the ability to grow your hair, here I am, and here I am as a blonde, and life is good, let me tell you. And Mark loves it. He loves how I look. He loves having a blonde again, you know, for real this time. Like, you know, before I could be a blonde, but only as with a wig. And you know, wigs, they like don't allow you to like show your ears, and you know, it's like, I mean, when you get like one of those 360, because I have learned everything about wigs, you guys. I have learned all that there is to know about wearing a wig and having different kinds of wigs, and what it takes to maintain a wig, and what the different kinds are: natural, you know, human hair, synthetic, hybrid, you know, I mean, I know everything that there is to know, because I've had every wig, and I've spent quite a bit of money on wigs, anywhere from, I don't know, like when I first, before I transitioned, I went to New York City, and I ended up buying this really expensive human hair wig at a place over in downtown New York City. And I remember walking in a pre-transition state, and they were like, so can I help you? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm looking for a wig. And they're like, oh, is it for someone else? I'm like, nope, it's for me. And you know, pre-transition, you know, still pretty rough, and they took care of it, but it set me back $700, literally. And back then I did make good money, but it was something that I wanted, and I didn't get it like trimmed or anything. I was just super excited to get it, so I rushed back to my I was working at Madison Square Garden at the time, no, at Radio City Music Hall, for a corporate event for Samsung. And I ended up, like, I remember putting the wig on inside the bathroom or something, and going, like, you know, like being all happy and excited that I was going to have my own human hair wig. And you know, I ended up like cutting it or something that evening and messing it up, and then I went back to the store and brought it in and told them that somehow it got messed up, and they're like, oh well, we can fix it, but you're gonna have to buy another one. So I ended up buying another expensive wig. So I mean, I have been through so many, you know, experiences with wigs, and every single time a wig ends up becoming like, you know, matted and just, you know, kind of funky looking and kind of big and poofy. And it doesn't matter if you get a $35 wig or if you get a $1,500 wig. They're all pretty much the same when it comes to wearability, and like the nape of the neck, it gets all clumped up and stuff, you know, and it just doesn't look natural. And you know, it's great like when you first get it. It's great when you like have it for like a few months even or something, but then things get all frizzed out on the bottom, and it gets like you can't really get individual strands, and it gets all clumpy, especially the synthetic. So the synthetics get all clumpy and everything, and even human hair, it does the same thing. It's just not the same, you guys. It's just not the same. And so it gets to be pretty frustrating. And for a person who at one point didn't even have much hair on the top of their head, like up there, it's just like, it was just very disconcerting. So my wigs were kind of like my whoopee, like my comfort blanket, so to speak. So I had every wig. I had short, I had long, I had brunette, I had blonde, I had red, I had black, I had brown, I had all of the kinds, right? So but it was always a band-aid. It was always just, I knew that this day would come. I mean, I didn't know it was going to be 5 years after my hair transplant, but I knew this day would come because I wanted it to happen. I knew I was going to get my breast augmentation someday because I wanted it to happen. So now I'm like looking at like wanting to take care of it and what I can do. So right now I'm using a product called Mane and Tail. It's like a it's a little sticky consistency, but it's a gel type, and you don't need much, but you just put it on the scalp and stuff, and then you let it kind of like just work its way down into your strands and stuff, down to the ends and everything, and it just gives you a nice moistury, like nutrient type of oil to your hair, and a luster. It creates a luster to your hair, and it really does help. Like, you don't want to use a lot of it because it then makes you feel kind of greasy. Your hair looks kind of greasy and stuff, but just enough to give it some people, to give it some texture and some luster and stuff. But some people use it as even hairspray or something. We found it at the store the other day, pretty inexpensively too, but it has really great reviews, and I'm really looking forward to what like I'm looking into like how I can do my hair in cute styles and stuff like that, because it's all new to me. I haven't been able to use I haven't really been able to use it like styles and stuff like that with wigs, because wigs are worn down. You can't really pull wigs up unless you have like a 360 lace wig or something that shows a really good hairline, or a really good fake bottom line of hair. I don't know what they call it, but you can actually get wigs that actually cover your whole face and the back of your head and stuff like that. But so you could wear it up and everything, but typically a regular wig, even a human hair lace front monofilament, wig that you can part in different places on your head, they don't give you the full function that your own hair can do. Like I can like pull my hair back, and can pull it up, you can do all kinds of things with your hair that you really can't do with the variety that you can do with regular hair. So there is no substitute for regular hair, but a hair transplant is expensive, and I understand that some people couldn't afford that kind of thing. I was very fortunate, very lucky to have been able to do so earlier, when I had the funds to do so. But I'm just really excited about the potential future. There's been so many times in our relationship where my hair got in the way of our happiness because I was always fussing with it. I remember visiting Florida, and I think it was like we were visiting some family, and I would spend like an hour in the bathroom fussing over my hair, fussing over my face, worried about this and that, the other. And, I remember, just constantly it hanging over us as an issue, dealing with it, worried about it. And now it's just like, it's not an issue anymore. So Mark loves it. He loves the fact that I'm so much more at peace with myself finally, and it's really just been a wonderful reality for myself. And I just wanted to thank all of those people at the Beaumont Cosmetology School, and the two ladies that took care of me so nicely. And I'm looking forward to, everything in the future. But thanks you guys for listening. We're going to make our last meal of the night, and I'll see you guys another time. Thank you so much. All right. Love you guys. Bye.